Hello. And this has been a riot so far. This is the Saturday wrap for Saturday, the 12th of December, 2020. And I really shouldn't be wearing glasses. Anyway, I don't think I've done a full. No, I haven't. I haven't done a full Saturday wrap that's live to YouTube. So this is a bit of an experiment. Feedback is welcome, of course. Okay, so it's the Logitech C920 through Logitech Capture, through Microsoft Credge, up to YouTube. There's the technicalities, and I've got a headset on because it sounds better. Oh, it should sound better anyway. So, as I said, I need to get rid of that. This is the Saturday wrap for Saturday, 12th of December, 2020. It's in the morning, hashtag ITM, 10:26 Zulu time. And this is a rather satirical look back on my life, mostly about beer and tech and politics, and you can't get away from COVID. Is slightly jaundice, and I'm not having a go at it because it has affected a lot of people very badly. But you got to laugh at some things. Anyway, to help me along, I have this from the local Tesco's, which is Salty Blonde from Shipley in Yorkshire, 4% by volume, and a quick slurp. I think someone used to do that. Light, very fruity, citrusy, a little sharp. I'm going to go with B plus and a bit, maybe towards the higher end, 3.4%. Anyway, I usually forget the word or the phrase of the week. Not this week. The word is blame. And I'll come on to that. Because there is a tendency nowadays to, if you do things right, you take all the responsibility and the plaudits for it. But if things go wrong for you, it's other people's fault. So the word is blame. Anyway, there's such a thing as getting things for free. You will soon find out that nothing is for free. You may not pay in terms of money, but you'll certainly pay in other terms. So this week, I like newspapers. I like old-fashioned broadsheets. I don't want to say this, but I do like the Daily Telegraph. I like the letters from Sir Tufton Bufton explaining why the world's going wrong. And the Telegraph do have the world's best cartoonist in the form of Matt. And at the moment, it's not quite it is a firewall. You can see all the headlines, you can see the first paragraph, but the first paragraph usually tells you nothing. And like all news sources, they're short of money. So they had a deal. First month free, next 3 months, £1 a month, and then £2 a week, which I think is fair. And I do like a newspaper. And I know it's online. Well, it's the web page, actually. And it's not paper. Actually, I don't honestly think I've bought a paper for... Well, I think the last paper I bought was a South Wales Echo back in early March. But yeah, support the things that you like. If you don't, they have a tendency to go away. So I did. Anyway, moving on. Canadian Camouflage. I don't know what it is. I use BDU jackets, battle dress uniform jackets, as what's it? Sleeping gown, dressing gown. Gosh, how strong is this stuff? As a dressing gown. However, they tend to get covered in toothpaste, and it's very difficult to get out. So I got another one. This time it's in Canadian camouflage. It was dirt cheap as well. Very similar in design, at least, to the Marine Corps, US Marine Corps camouflage, except it's more green and black, and I like it. Very sad. I do like different sorts of camouflage. And last Saturday, or was it Sunday? I can't honestly remember. I must have to update my notes. It snowed. And I saw in the week something about in 10 years' time, we'll never see snow again. And I can remember, and here it comes again, an article from The Independent in the year 2000 that said by the year 2010, the UK will never see snow. Except it has. 2010, we had tons of snow. I think we had a month's worth of snow. Yeah, we had snow, although not in Bedwas. It was in Newbridge, and it was along the heads of the valley. So you have to be skeptical about what people say about climate because of the butterfly in Brazil in the Amazon forest. If there's anything of that left. Anyway, so I was drinking last week, not in a pub, and I was having a look at my stats on Untapped. Untapped, without an E, is the social media app for social beer drinkers. Drink responsibly. And it was 321, 321 different beer drinking locations. I was hoping to include quite a few new ones this year, but no. And I'll come on to this a little bit more later. Next year is looking a bit tricky as well. But what can you do? Anyway, Curry Thursday is out. Well, I suppose it could be not out because I can't make my own because I'm a bit rubbish and I don't think I really have the time. But both Tesco's and, more importantly, Lidl's, which will do one where you can just take it out the freezer and microwave it, do chicken jalfrezi curries. So that's still going. But so from Amazon, I got some chicken tikka pot noodles. They were really rather good. In fact, they were excellent. And they stayed warm for quite a long time. I'm not quite sure why. There was no chicken in them, obviously. But I'd recommend them. I can't remember what they called. But they just go on to Amazon and put chicken tikka masala pot noodle. Something pot. Also, I had some barbecue beef bachelors pot noodle on Monday. Surprisingly, they got quite cool quite quickly, despite the fact there was boiling water in them. They were nice, but at 70p, not worth the extra up from an Aldi chicken and mushroom, despite the better taste. I must say, come on, Aldi, bring back the beef and tomato pot noodles. They were absolutely great and dirt cheap, which is up my path. Yeah, if you're thinking, why is this guy babbling on about pot noodles? That's the sort of thing that I do. Okay. So I have an Apple TV. An Apple TV is a streaming box. And I have the one before last, which is the 4 or 5. I can't remember. It's the one before the 4K. And apparently a lot of the programs on it are out of support. And I know Screencasts Online app doesn't work. Well, it does odd things. It starts in the middle of a new video, which it shouldn't do. It's no biggie. You can just scroll back to the beginning and you're off. But I'm thinking I need a new one. And the 4K one, I think, is 3 years old. And there was a lot of talk that on Tuesday there would be an announcement. And there would be the over-the-head headphones, and there'd be an Apple TV, and there'd be those AirTags. In the end, no. The over-the-head headphones, $549 for Bluetooth headphones. I'm not sure about that. And Apple Fitness started off, but no AirTags and no Apple TV. So, although tempted to get the 4K one, it is rather old. And I have a feeling that probably in the new year, if I bought it, there would be a new one out. So I'm sitting tight. I know at Christmas it's got temptation just to buy tech because, well, tech. But there you go. So no Apple TV. And on the same day in the UK, the first people got their vaccine. And the second one was someone called William Shakespeare. I quite liked that. I thought it was quite appropriate. And there was the usual fuss and hullabaloo. However, in line with news media reporting, soon found 2 people who were allergic to it. Apparently, these people are allergic to most things. I'm allergic to zinc oxide. That's the pinky stuff in plasters. Although you hardly ever see that now because most plasters are hyperallergenic. But it was like, oh, the end of the world. People are allergic to it. Yeah, I think it was 600 done, and we found 2 with allergies, and they already knew that they had allergies. What we didn't get, of course, was, despite the reaction, did they get antibodies? Was it really that bad? How long are they going to be off work? Sensationalizers and clickbaity stuff and what have you. And since then, we have heard nothing about how many people have been vaccinated, because you need to be vaccinated if you're going to get rid of this thing. It's not going away because of lockdowns. That's certainly a fact. But no, you don't get any of that. All you get is, the R number and the number of new cases, and sadly, the amount of people who have died. But that's with COVID, not of COVID. I've become increasingly more cynical about these stats that we're getting. And in the week, Chris Whitty said in England, the lockdown after 10 o'clock for pubs wasn't based on scientific fact. So follow the science. Not really. A lot of it is politics, and they won't tell you. You have to ask the questions, which we should. Okay. Talking of the media, Kay Burley had a birthday party. Kay and her friends on Sky are very good at having a go at people about breaking the rules, like Dominic Cummings and such like. She had a birthday party. She had 3 households in one restaurant. She said she went to another restaurant because she needed the toilet. Turns out not the case. And then quite a few people went back to her house. Long story short, she's been furloughed, maybe? Taken off the air for at least 3 months, and the rest of them 3 months. 6 months for Kay Burley, 3 months for the rest. Yeah. If you're going to have a go at other people, you have to be, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, whiter than white. And she wasn't. I don't want her to lose her job. But just to be a little bit more human and realize that, well, sometimes people make mistakes, like she did. Anyway, talking of streaming and back to the media, I thought For All Mankind Series 2 was on over Christmas. Turns out it won't start until I think it's February the 21st, and then it's weekly episodes, so you can't just go and binge watch it. And I thought, well, there's a 7-day free trial. I can just sign up to that and see it all, which I won't. The first series, back in April, Apple TV Plus had certain episodes and programs that you could just watch, and that was one of it. And I would certainly recommend it. For All Mankind, a alternative history of the space race. I don't think this is a spoiler, but it starts off with the Russians being the first ones on the moon. And also on that, before even Series 2 is out, they've commissioned a Series 3. Discovery Plus has launched. I think in the United States it's not quite out yet, but it's certainly in this country. And I've signed up for the free version, which is not very good. However, 14-day free trial, $4.99 GBP. After that, I might just do it over Christmas to have a little look at it, because I do like the Discovery Channel and streaming boxes. Although the app is supposed to be a bit rubbish. But these things. Tech. My Synology. This week, DSM 7, Disk Station Manager 7, which is the software that runs on the Synology, was announced. It had come out to beta after about 459 million years. People are having problems with Plex Media Server on it. I'm going to hold off as long as possible. That's one thing about this year. Updates. Windows updates. Thank you, 2004. Windows Updater, just the monthly patches. I'm having issues with that. And of course, Apple. Well, I didn't go to Catalina. I'm glad I didn't. And Big Sur, there are various bits and pieces wrong with that at the moment. And I'm holding off for updates before I go on to that one. Yeah. I don't want to say don't update unless you have to, because a lot of updates contain security patches, so you do. I sometimes wish they would separate those out from the feature updates, but probably not. Anyway, the last. My first test of this live streaming was on a clickbaity headline in Wales Online saying the First Minister, Mark Drakeford, hoped that his plan to close pubs would be successful in reducing the case increase for COVID-19. It was never about that. Pubs weren't the source. Shops were the source. People having home parties were the source. Schools were the source. Universities were the source. They were never pubs. Our stats still going up. Caerphilly has been in lockdown since the middle of September. Started under 50 cases per 100,000. Now 460, yesterday's stats. And there was an announcement yesterday saying, we didn't expect this. This is higher than all the predictions. Predictions are best guesses. And we might need to do something about this post-Christmas. Well, Christmas is the 5 days of Christmas, and it ends on the 28th. And it kind of looks like we're going to be in lockdown for the new year and well into January and possibly February. And of course, they can't make an announcement when they're supposed to make an announcement. Yesterday was an announcement, if I can say that correctly, about another announcement. Totally out of control. Doing anything that's different to England. In the summer, oh, look, we've taken our time. We've done it more carefully. We've thought about this. We are much better than England. Now, Wales is the only place where the figures are going up and continuing to go up. And fire breaks. Ooh, let's have a different name because, whatever. And we might need to go into level 4, which is the same as Scotland calls them, because we can't have a tier because that's what England calls them. They've lost control. To be perfectly honest, people are fed up. And it doesn't really matter what you do. They're going to do what they're going to do. And there's lots of cases. There was a case in the week of Llandoch Hospital. Some nurses getting together, having a party, and now they're all infected. Well, if nurses can't do it, the rest of us aren't. So the only way we've got out of this is to have the vaccine. And this morning. If you've got an Android phone, there's an app you can get called Google Opinion Research, which will pay you usually about 6p for a short questionnaire on what you think about things. And it said, if the vaccine was available for you, would you have it? I think I had 7p. I wouldn't spend it all at once. Yeah, I said yes. Tetanus. No one worries about tetanus. Polio. No one worries about polio. Australia, their tests. Apparently, you come out with antibodies against HIV, so they've stopped. I'm certainly going to have it. I'm 57. So I think I'm in one of the not quite the highest priority groups, but I'm in a group and I'm going to have it. And we're going to get rid of this. There's a fly. Because I want a Beano. I want this country back to the way that it was. I want people to be able to talk to other people. I want people to go on holidays, even if holidays are down to Cornwall. Anyway, 21 minutes. I think that's it. Feedback, welcome. Just banging on the page or Facebook or Twitter or even MeWe. I'm thinking of doing a Saints and Sinners Award. Good tech, bad tech. Good beers, bad beers. Good things, bad things. Might do that over the Christmas holidays. You know, those 5 days where you mustn't kiss granny. And in Wales, apparently, no one's having it, apart from the fact that everyone's having it. So, thank you very much. And I'm going back to the beer and possibly to the little boys' room because I'm of an age.